So, the route I think we're going to take, bear in mind we can't go in the water. We shall cross this bridge just to get across the river at a nice easy point. Let's cross that before I bring the map up, otherwise I know I'm going to end up falling in. So we can pretty much take the road most of the way through Overhill and that. We came through here last time we were delivering a pie. There's no hungry hobbits on the way. However, we can't use the main bridge in Hobbiton because there's one literally patrolling that bridge, which makes it a little bit awkward to get past. So the best thing we can do is go slightly east of Hobbiton. I think it's roughly about there, where you got the fishing spot by Bywater. We shall cross over there and then head west into Hobbiton where we drop that off. And then once we've done that, that is 11 out of 12 pie quests, and then there's only one more damn pie quest to do. And then I can stop getting very angry about it because they drive me mad. All that running around. So as long as we're watching out where we're going, we can run through the woods. There are some hostile mobs, but otherwise they're not overly dangerous, so just take care where you're running, particularly if you're a slightly lower level than I am. And then pretty much due south now. So once you're out the woods, that should be the dangerous part done. Past this field, and then just underneath this hill should see somewhere around here. There it is. The little bridge by the fishing spot, where once I think it's the summer festival, you have all the fishing quests here, catching fish. So we come across here. There's no hungry hobbits near this spot, so we're fine. Go west, jump over these walls, and we just need to take a little bit of care as we come into Hobbiton proper, because it's the one that always gets me to the southeast of Hobbiton. But if we stay far to the north by the windmill, there's one over here somewhere. Wait for him to show up on the map. There he is, he's over there. We target him. There he is. Whoop. It's a hungry hobbit and a nosy hobbit hiding behind that tree, so don't want to be spotted by either of them two. So over here, take it to Holly, deposit. Good, you've found another one of these bad pies. Thanks, friend. Only one more to go. Can we actually hand in any task items? Have I got my plugin on this? Is it DTC? There we go. What can we hand in? Dirty ears. Can hand in one of them. Who do we hand it into? Stable master. We can do a matted fur, matted skins. So that's a fur. That's a skin. Squishy goose. I've got broken dagger. That'll do. So for those of you in the chat or watching the video later, this is a plugin called Daily Tasks. I have done a video of it on the channel. So if you search for Daily Task plugin on the channel, you will find a little tutorial how to use it. It's quite handy. The one that I'm running at the minute is probably massively out of date, so...
Is there something I can do for you?
Cool. Ding,
is there something I can do for you?
Hand these in just because we do 5 of these a day.
Is there something I can do for you? Just a
little bit of extra reputation with the Matham Society, so worth doing. A couple of them each day if you've just got all these like purple trash items in your bags. You can just hand those in for tasks. I always hoard them, but certainly worth doing. So what have we got next? Shire. We're going to cheat our way back over there. So this has taken us back over to the quarry in Scary, where we needed to be earlier. So Fosco Bovin.
Hello.
Oh no, you found Aunt Prunella's umbrella. I was afraid that you might. My poor old auntie, she was a tough old lady, but I used to visit her all the time. Once every few months at least. She will be missed by one and all. I just know it. Scary is poorer for her loss. Oh, my poor Aunt Prunella, to think she'd meet her end at the hands of the goblins. What are you coming over here for, Daisy? Don't be silly. Prunella has been visiting me all day.
What do you need?
Good gracious me. It could be that I might have gotten ahead of myself. Well, it's good that the old lady is safe. I'm terribly sorry for troubling you about this. Take these coins and I'd appreciate it if you didn't go mentioning this to anyone. So we can either choose a light armour leg piece, but as I say, we're a heavy armour class, we don't want that. So food option it is. Another quest done. So James F. Beveridge says, by the way, the drinking and tavern crawl quest at the party tree will automatically give you acquaintance level rep with the Inn League, which will give you an extra quest at the Spring Festival Maze. Yeah, so it does indeed. But that is with the Inn League, and the one, I assume it's also enabled as well, the one in Bree for the dwarves will give you the same for the what is it called? It's the something society, the Owl Society, something like that.
Hello.
Welcome back to Scary Silly. You want to know about the skull? Well, as it happens, my workers broke through a wall in the back of the cave down in the quarry, and a whole swarm of huge spiders came boiling out. As my lads were running from the cave, one of them noticed a skull sitting on a pile of rock. I just know that skull has got to be evil. Why, I bet it's called all these spiders to the quarry in the first place.
Might I have a word with you?
It looks like my sister Pansy wasn't too far wrong after all. We've got Golfimble's head in that cave. You've got to go into the cave down at the bottom of the quarry and recover that skull. My lads mentioned that a strange mist covered the floor of the room where they found the skull. I won't blame you if you bring your friends with you. In fact, I encourage you to do so. The spiders have really made themselves at home in the quarry, and who knows what other evils Golfimble's head might stir up down there. Bring it up here so we can have a look at it, and maybe we can figure out what's going on. So, do that. We need to go head down into the quarry. Lost Shire Hobbit, I know that you hoard them. The amount of times this week you've heard me saying no bag space in Angmar and how laughing at that. Yeah. Some things don't change. Me having no bag space is one of those things. I hoard absolutely everything. There's no wastage and never has been. Very few items get trashed or sold. Always find a use for everything. James F. Beveridge says, yes, the Owl Association. There we go. That's the dwarven version. I didn't like the hobbits being in charge of the beer when they started their own society. Oh, there we go. Completed Enmity of the Spiders. That's one of our racial deeds. So, Enmity of the Spiders gives us Hobbit Stature. So that just counteracts the small, and I must emphasise small, decrease to might that hobbits start with. So hobbits, because of their small stature, are less strong than other races. But it's such a minuscule penalty to your stats, even at the low levels. But by the high levels, it's like 0.00% of your core stats. So don't worry about whatever the penalties or buffs are to certain stats are when you're rolling a new character, depending on the races. Just ignore those. So it's nice to have, but +9 might is meaningless really. So there are plenty of other better racial traits to slot. But if we've got it and we've got a slot to put it in, it's worth putting it in basically. So we're going to fight our way to the back, kill all the spiders, kill the queen, because why not? There's probably more than one queen anyway. Punch them all to death. Where are we going? So we're looking for a room where it may be a bit misty or foggy in the bottom. Going downhill seems like a good idea. There we go, there's another queen in here. There we go. Right. Load all these. Chuck a pint glass in its face. Bang. There we go, chip skull. Pick it up, skull acquired. Mission complete. Locasic says, "Oh dear, the arachnophobia kicks in." Yeah, sorry if anyone doesn't like spiders, especially like dead spider where they curl up like that. Ugh. I came home the other day and there was a huge spider on my front door. And I'm not ashamed to say I splatted the hell out of it. Do not like spiders. Do not like having to deal with spiders, but I'd rather deal with it than have it running around the house. Right, so back up the ladder, takes us back outside the quarry. Head back upstairs, probably mount up, save a bit of time. Probably going to end up bringing a little train of spiders with us, but oh well. I think we did complete our spider slayer, so let's have a look. Shire, so we've still got the pyre, need a few more brigands. Harvest fly slayer, we need quite a few of them. Slugs, like I said, I'll probably end up doing that off stream. And then wolf slayer advanced.
Hello.
You made it out of the quarry, Sylvie. I was a bit worried, what with all the spiders about. I see that you found the skull. It certainly is a hideous thing, isn't it? I can't tell if it's a goblin skull or not, but it does seem to be missing a tooth. Missing a tooth? Oh dear. Pansy told me you found a goblin tooth in a rabbit hole on the Greenfields. This must be Gorfimble's head, rolled all the way down to this quarry from the rabbit hole it landed in during the Battle of the Greenfields hundreds of years ago. You've got to take this to Brombard Fox Tower at the Batham House in Mickle Delving. Bullroarer's club is on display there, and I'd wager old Gorfimble hasn't forgotten Bullroarer's mighty club. He won't try anything while that's at hand. So we're not putting it up there for historical reasons. We're just putting it there to intimidate it with the club. So what else do we have? So we've got to go to the Golden Perch in stock. The new arrival in Combs, nothing to do with the Shire. So okay. So at the moment we're actually looking pretty good. What other quests have we got? So I've actually given myself some items from one of my other characters. So like I said, I keep hold of everything. I never chuck anything in the bin. So I've got myself a universal toolkit because I've got tons of them stored up in storage, which are like a 3-in-1 tool. So depending on what your crafting profession is. So I am, I believe, an explorer. Yeah. Which gives me the forester, prospector, and tailor vocations. So universal tools basically does all of them, although obviously you can only be proficient in 3 of them, and gives pretty nice stats. Now there are better versions of the universal toolkit available these days. There's at least one from Gundabad, and there might be other ones as well, which have slightly better stats than these, but these are accessible, can be usable by any character from level 1 onwards. So I'll slot that, and it means you don't have to change between your various tools whenever you're doing something. So like if I'm mining an ore node, I need to get out my pickaxe. If I'm chopping a tree, I need to get out my woodworker's axe. So it just makes your life a little bit easier. Let's pick up that yarrow root. That's used for making dyes. Always worth picking that up. Scholars make the dyes as well. There's a couple of harvest flies along this road. It's tempting to get off and kill them though. I think I'll leave it. I'm probably going to mispronounce your name, but Zoxes, if that's pronounced correctly, hello to you as well. So, into the Golden Perch in stock. And I presume it's the Tavern Keep. Yep, Gundrick Chubb.
A lovely day, isn't it?
More clover, and just as we were running short. Thank you, Sylvie. You are doing the Brawler proud, you are. So what do we do now? Use the stone. What stone? I've got to put this... Okay, right. Let's go all the way back to Brockenborings now. Lost Shire Hobbit, Scalvig and Avella. So the names on the mouths. So yeah, Scalvig, my Bjorning, who we did Evandin with. He's kind of my general kind of quartermaster. So all the crap that I have from various characters, when they accumulate stuff, they just kind of like funnel all their stuff into Scalvig's mailbox. Then he accumulates it, and then it sends out a batch of like 10 items to whoever looks after the task items, 10 bits of jewellery to whoever looks after the jewellery, and all that kind of stuff, just to make it easier rather than every character pinging off mails to other characters. And yes, Avella, one of my many Hobbit burglars, is the person who looks after the jewellery, because burglars and jewellery makes sense, doesn't it? So she sent us some earrings, which are definitely better than what I've got, actually. So I shall equip both of them. Give me some better stats. I still need a necklace, actually. I haven't actually got a necklace. And I've got some nice rings, but I can't use them until I hit level 20, so that's a shame. Both of those can go in the bin. Got a beer, can throw that in the bin. The bags are getting full, gonna have to watch out. So we need to go back to Brockenborings to use the stone. We've got to go to the Mavum house, so let's miffle quite over there just to save some time.
Good day.
What did you say this was? Golfimble's skull? My goodness, this is a very significant find, Silry, even if it does make for a rather unpleasant Mavum. This is a bit of a strange coincidence, though, for Golfimble's skull to appear on this particular day. I was consulted about Balthelion club just a few hours ago. So I can either choose some gloves, which are medium armour, so we don't want that. Light armour shoulders, don't want that. Or a heavy helm, which has higher armour than what we've got, and some might, so that's actually a good upgrade.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
So we shall equip that, throw the old one in the bin. I can throw my old tools in the bin actually as well, all these inferior tools. Since I've got my universal toolkit. Gives me a few more slots. Have you met Bounder Primstone? Runs the watch house up at Brockenborings. He came by a few hours ago and asked to borrow the Bull Rovers Club. Normally I don't lend things out, since I like folk to visit the Mavum house if they're interested in seeing something, but Primstone is very dependable. Some of the young hobbits up in Brockenborings have expressed an interest in the Battle of Greenfields, apparently, and Primstone wanted to show them the club Bull Rover used to knock off the head of Golfimble. If you think it should be brought back to keep Golfimble's skull company, you could mention it to him at the watch house in Brockenborings. So we're going to have to go grab that as well. Is there anything that we need to do in the town? I don't know where... Oh, this is the prologue quest. I was going to say where we are on the prologue. So I think what we might do while we're near... yeah, there's nothing over there. So I think we'll go to Little Delving, because that is the location of the 12th and final pie, and then I can put that behind me and start dealing with my recovery from having to do all these delivery quests. Locasix says, it might be odd, but in 10 years of my LOTRO account existence, I never found the dyes appealing. Well, to each their own. Admittedly, the options are less diverse than other MMOs, I would say. I mean, in recent years they have added a lot of more new dyes, but they tend to be like really bright in your face kind of colours. So where you might have had like a soft pink, like you might get for like a rose petal, now you get like bright, angry, Technicolor electric pink, which is really aggressive, and things like that. So yeah, to each their own. Some people like dyeing stuff. Some people are quite happy with that, with just vanilla cosmetics that they find. or like to theme themselves according to like the gear you get in Rohan if you want to look like a man of Rohan, or dress like a dwarf with the dwarven armour, and whatever kind of themes you like. To each their own. Right, I had in my bags, there we go, and a fielding coin, which I never actually got around to using. So you get these at the start of the game. Now, depending on where you started your character, you can take it to any of these characters. So just because you're a hobbit doesn't mean you need to take it to the hobbit one. But these 5 locations at the starting areas. So John Brackenbook and Archit, which is where you would end up if you were a man or a Bjorning after you've done your intro. Dwalin in Forin's Hall in Ered Luin. If you were a dwarf, you'd be going there first. Cardival and Kellendim, the other side of Ered Luin, if you're an elf or a high elf. Bodham and Butterbow in Breetown, who's not directly in the starting area, but that's kind of where everyone gets funneled to later on. Or Merewil Woodfoot and Mickle Delving, which will be where we're going to go to in a bit. Now, did I have one of them or did I have 2? Because I think I normally start with 2 Mithril coins, but I can only see 1. So, right, where is the dodgy pie?